Good morning, Utica. I'm Carrie Paleo, Executive Director of the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce and your host of the Leveling Up podcast. So excited to be here this morning with my guest, Eve Vanderwall, who is the Regional President for Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield. But before we get to her, I have to give you some updates of what we're doing at the Chamber. We have a very, very busy June. Next week, we actually have two events. On Tuesday, June 6th, in partnership with Sentinel Media Company, we will be hosting a Meet the Candidates for Mayor. Let's try this again. Reception at the Utica University Nexus Center. It's going to be very much like a business after hours with food and a drink ticket and live music. And you'll be able to meet with the candidates and talk to them one-on-one. They will all be there. You'll be able to ask them questions that are personal to you or your business in a really personal setting. Of course, we're going to make it a little fun with live music. There's going to be tours of the Nexus Center, and we're also going to ask the candidates some fun questions, but there's no speeches, no debates. It's really relaxed and informal. One of the reasons we chose to do this event was in a year that there is a primary where there's not a state or a federal national election. Turnout for elections tend to be very low. So we really wanted to engage the community in a fun way and get people out to the voting booths because it's really important. We've had the same mayor for the last 12 years, and he's done phenomenal things for the city of Utica, and we want to keep that momentum going, and we want to have you really engage in a personal way with the candidates. So we hope that you'll join us on Tuesday, June 6th. There is registration because there's food and drinks. Tickets are $25, but I'm going to tell you if you use the code CHAMBER23, you'll get $5 off today. So if you're listening, you can use that code and register, and we look forward to seeing you. On Thursday, our Small Business Council is doing a free event. It will be held at the Thinkubator from 8 to 10 a.m. It's called The Power of Partnerships, and it's all about marketing in the digital age. So how do you pair your print, your TV, your radio, social media, how things have changed and evolved to use your budget and make the best decisions and impact for your business. This is a free event that also requires registration. It's a members-only event, and it's graciously sponsored by First Source Federal Credit Union. So you can sign up for both of these at greateruticachamber.org. Also, coming up in June, we also have a business after hours. On June 15th, we'll be at the Saranac Beer Garden from 5 to 7. Wednesday, June 14th, which is Flag Day. It's going to be a great event. The beer garden's fantastic if you haven't been there. Also, they've been doing a little bit of renovating inside. So where there was a gift shop is going to be completely revamped with a new bar downstairs and a gift wall so you can still purchase your Saranac merch. And we're really looking forward to that. Also, upcoming this summer, we have a save the date we want to get out there. July 12th is our Catalyst Cookout. They're going to do a beach theme this year. It's going to be at Sickenburger Lane. They're going to incorporate some art and some really fun activities. And they're going to have a DJ. So save the date. Registration will be opening for that soon. Speaking of our Young Professionals group, we have a lot of really great things coming up. They will be actually cleaning up Bag Square with Bag Square Brewery this weekend on Saturday, June 3rd. And they also have volunteer opportunities with the American Heart Association and the Boilermaker. So if you're a young professional looking to get engaged in the community, we urge you to sign up for the newsletter. You can scroll down to the very bottom of our website, greateruticachamber.org, and get registered so you can get involved with other like-minded young professionals in the area. A few really fun things happening this weekend. We've had a string of gorgeous weather, and it's going to continue. So we want to make sure you get out and explore the city. On Friday night, Munson is back to hosting their first Fridays, and it's going to be a Pride-themed event this Friday. They have lots of fun things going on, and we urge you to go over there and check that out. And then Saturday is one of our favorites. The Utica Zoo is back with Wine in the Wilderness. It's been a couple years since they've been able to do a full-fledged event like this, and I know people are really excited to get out there. And you might as well do both of those with a clean car. If you go to Hoffman Car Wash on Saturday or Sunday with some food, they're going to be donating all the food to our local Utica food pantry. So we encourage you to go out and get a clean car. And thank you to Hoffman Car Wash for standing behind values and giving back to the community. Before I turn it over to my guest, I have to thank our sponsors for this episode. Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, which has been sponsoring this entire season for us, and First Source Federal Credit Union. Additionally, I have to thank our platinum level sponsors who help us do absolutely everything that we do at the Chamber: AmeriQ, the Kelberman Center, Master Vito Hyundai, Staffworks, and MVHS. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce my good friend here, Eve Vanderwell from Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have had quite a morning.
We have.
We are beating the noon news in WKTV since we're a little bit on before noon. So we're gonna kind of scoop the news here and tell you about what's going on in Utica and where we were at the Delta Hotel this morning. I know that I had a fabulous experience. Eve, tell everybody where we were.
Yeah, so we were in downtown Utica at the Delta Hotel, who put on a fantastic breakfast. 175 people, and it's called the Blue Ribbon
Task Force. So the Utica City School Board is engaging in a career and technical school. And really, they brought together community leaders and business leaders and really are diving deep into a process of changing really the whole way we think about and do education. We had a panel of fantastic speakers. If you weren't motivated coming out of there.
My gosh. It was unbelievable. And I think the audience was so diverse: young, seasoned school educators, community leaders from all different areas. And I'm like, this is what it takes, though. Like they said, every speaker said it's going to take a whole community to make the monumental shift. And if we want our children to be successful, we have to think differently. So it was very energizing, and I'm excited to be part of it.
Absolutely. I think that's the one thing. Actually, in the audience was one of my friends from high school. And I said, could you imagine what our lives would have been like if we would have been able to learn in this way and really put children first? And work together as a community. We've got this whole paradigm shift. That's the phrase they kept repeating. And really working together as a community with a growth mindset of what we can do if we collaborate and take down the silos that we've put up for so long, and what we can do for the city of Utica and our whole region.
Very exciting. Again, the community coming together.
Yeah. So. All right, so let's pivot and go back to what we planned on talking about before we were both part of this really exciting morning together. And sorry, Steve, that we scooped you. Eve, tell me a little bit about your background and how you came to be in this position that you're at. This whole podcast is called Leveling Up. So what did it take you to level up and get to where you are in your position?
So, I'm one of those people, everything happens for a reason. So I'm a registered nurse by background. So when I graduated nursing school, believe it or not, I'm going to date myself a little bit, in 1983, I was 123 on the list to get a nursing job in Utica. So how things have changed. There was a list.
Yeah.
There was a list. But I was a critical care nurse for 15 years before coming to Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield. And again, I shifted my career, loved being a critical care nurse, loved being a bedside nurse, got punched by a patient, broke my jaw.
Oh, my goodness.
So over time, it was hard for me to lift and stuff, so shifted. And like I said, everything happens for a reason. Love my career. Now I'm going on 25 years at Excellus. I started out on the front line as a nurse analyst in medical audit review, worked my way up. In 2003, I became the director of community and regional affairs, which was one of the best jobs I've ever had because it combined my passion for talking, meeting with people, relationship building, and being out in the community. And then it continued. I've been in this role, it's hard to believe, since 2008.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and again, I love this job.
Yeah, one of the things that one of the speakers spoke about this morning is that you're going to have 7 different career shifts in your lifetime. So you have been able to take that nursing background and career shift with that building block foundation.
For sure. And it has helped me in my current role because, again, as I'm out, our Utica market covers 14 counties, and as I'm out meeting with hospital CEOs in different avenues and different venues, it does matter that I have a nursing background because I get what they're talking about.
Yeah, and you understand the lingo and all the letters and the alphabet soup.
Right. for sure.
Yeah. So I know that you've been mentioned on a couple of Forbes reports lately. It's very exciting to be recognized, here in the community, but to be recognized on a broader stage really shows the impact of the work that Excellus is
Oh my
doing.
gosh, like amazing. So I'll talk about two of them. The first one was that we got recognized as the #2 medium-sized employer group across the nation.
Yeah.
And so what that is, it's a size of between 1,000 and 5,000 employees. And what makes this award really special, we didn't apply for it. So this was based on survey. They surveyed 45,000 people, and they asked questions like, would you recommend your employer to your family and friends? How do you like the benefits? How do you like the comp? How are you treated as an employee? Are there opportunities for growth?
Yeah.
And again, this is all about our employees. I mean, it's who they are. They are our biggest asset. I say that all the time. We are who we are because of them and the culture that we've built over the years.
Yeah, and culture and benefits are so important when we're sitting in a place where we're, taking one employee from another organization, because we're on a downturn of people and bodies and to fill jobs and roles. So having an organization that has a great culture and great benefits is so important.
Yeah, it really is. And we monitor that and we do surveys to make sure, like when we went to the hybrid workforce, we asked employees, do you want to come in the office? Do you want to work from home? And I would say a majority of the people chose the hybrid model, but working from home most of the time. But we surveyed, and our culture scores are the best they've ever been, and our operational metrics are the same or better. So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Because it's that family work-life balance that you try so hard to get, and they have it.
Yeah. And I know you were recognized on another
We were,
list as well.
We were
so tell
recognized.
us about the other one.
Again, the other one is for employers for the diversity of 2023. So we made the top 500 in the nation. We ranked 135, and we ranked 17th in the insurance industry. And again, this is based on some questions and data that they collected, like LGBTQ, ethnic, racial, what do you do as an organization? We have what we call ERG groups, so they're employee resource groups, and we have them like for people, and not just people with disabilities. I'm part of that group, so disabilities, your Latino, your women's group. So we have an array of them that really educates all of the other employees, and we do like Black History Month, we celebrate that. And again, it's just hands-on. We have a whole DEI department because again, we're always learning, we want to be inclusive, and we did the 21-day challenge, and we do things to try to make it fun, but also I learn every day. I really do.
Learning is a continuing thing.
It is.
And I know one of the things that you do, which I think is really cool, is that you have a DEI book club.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
What are you guys reading right now?
So we're kind of in the midst right now of what we're reading. But what we do is we take like one book that we read. I'm drawing a blank on the name of it, but it was about privilege. And it actually, out of that book was a list that you take, and I learned a lot about myself because I know I have white privilege. I mean, but that's basic. But when I looked at the different questions that they had, I think it was a list of 50. And I had like 46 out of 50 that I never knew I had. So it raises awareness, and it makes you be more empathetic, sensitive, and think before you talk.
Yeah.
So we do that, and we try to rotate it. Like, the senior management reads every book that the DEI book club is reading because we want to be part of it.
Right.
It just, it sounds kind of Pollyanna, but it really is an awesome company, and we listen to our employees because, again, they're our backbone.
Yeah, and they're out in the community
They
and
are.
representing you and talking good things about you as this is noted.
Yeah, it's exciting. Very
Yeah.
exciting.
So I know the community is important to you, and next week you have an event coming up on June 9th.
We do.
For your community-based organizations, and registration still open, correct?
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about this event and who should
Yes.
register and what they can expect.
Yeah, so again, it's next Friday from 9 to 11:30. We have about 50 organizations signed up, 50 people signed up, about 40 organizations because we have a couple coming from different organizations. We actually held these in our North Country. So again, we have 14 counties, and we have an office in Plattsburgh and in Watertown. So we've held them there in May, and we had over 25 organizations come. And again, it's about us telling them who we are. Because, we assume that everyone knows who we are, but everyone doesn't.
Right.
So who we are, that we are not-for-profit, largest, employer in upstate New York. We tell them about our community investment. What's our strategy there? What's our health equity strategy? Just so that they know. And then it's really about them. So we break out into sessions and we say, what are the barriers for your organization? What are you dealing with the social determinants of health for the populations? What, if you had a blank check, what would you want the funding for? Right. What we learned from the North Country, and I don't think it's going to be, it was a little bit different, believe it or not, even between Plattsburgh and Watertown.
Exactly. They're different communities.
But not surprising, food insecurity, mental health, childcare. And again, we're going to do the same format here. It's good networking too. There was a lot of organizations when we did it in the North Country never met one another. So it's like a dual opportunity, but it's also going to help us kind of develop our strategy for 2024 and beyond, because we want to know what the CBOs need. They are like the backbone of our community.
Right. They're really going in and doing the hard work.
They are. They really are. So if it's anything like the North Country, it'll be a huge success. We are going to make it annual because we did a survey.
Yep. And
that was one of the things that came back, and we're looking for feedback. So, so if you haven't signed up yet, again, tomorrow's the deadline. Shayna Keller. Just as it sounds, I have to put a plug in for Shayna, SHAYNA.Keller, KELLER, at Excelis.com. And again, she's reaching out one-on-one to these organizations to say, how can we help you?
Yeah.
Because, these small not-for-profits, they don't have grant writers.
Right. They have to wear multiple hats. They have to do it all. They're the doers, they're the programmers, they're the marketers, and they're really the boots on the ground.
They really
with
are.
The intel. So sometimes, they're hidden gems in our community. So the way that you can support them by doing something like this is really deepens what they're doing in the community and gives them the strength to keep doing what they're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What else is new at Excelis? Tell us what else is going on over there.
So we are obviously access to healthcare, affordable healthcare is one of our main focus areas. So we will be expanding our safety net products, mainly Medicaid. So we are in our counties here, but we will be expanding in Montgomery, Fulton, Delaware counties when the Department of Health approves it. So we're kind of in a holding pattern right now. So Madison County as well, they're like our next phase. And then after that, we're going to go up into the North Country because, again, the 7 counties up north. So we're just waiting. We're ready to go. It's just pending approval right now because, again, especially during COVID, a lot of people lost their health insurance, so we want to be able to offer different products that they're going to be able to. It's income-based.
Right.
So we're excited about that. We're really excited about that.
Yeah, and I know that there were some rule changes where you didn't have to apply for a little while, but now you have to. So we need to let everybody know, even if it's not for you, if you have a loved one in this situation, we don't want them to lose their insurance.
Exactly. So this is for Medicaid. It's called a recertification process. So annually, pre-COVID, people would have to renew every year, and it's because it's income-based. So you just had to make sure that you had certain criteria met. However, during COVID, they froze that, so it was an automatic renewal. Right. Well, now, starting June, today, and it's going to be a rolling 12-month period, people have to now start recertifying again. So what we're doing is any opportunity that we're trying to really educate people on what you need to do. We are outreaching to everyone that are our members to let them know you have to recertify. And like you said, Carrie, it's across the board. So if someone has a job, they may be covered under their employer, but their kids may not. Right. So, we're just trying to tell people you have to recertify or the coverage is they're gonna have a lapse. Right. So, so if you know of anyone, and again, they can call us. We have facilitated enrollers that are out in the field. We partner with the center. We're down there, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we try to be at events that we can actually talk to people, educate people, because again, a lot of this is either people who lost their jobs or they're our most vulnerable population that need health insurance.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of events, you guys support and are at in so many different ways
Yes.
some of my absolute favorite summer events. And we just recently saw each other at the kickoff meeting for the Levitt AMP series,
Yes.
which for the first time in
This
a
is
while.
our first.
This is your first time?
This is our first time
Yeah.
sponsoring it. I've attended it, but this is our first time actually we're sponsoring the whole season. Yeah. And I'm so excited because, again, it's such a community event, and it's a how do you pronounce it?
Copernic
Yep,
Park,
thank you.
which is right across from Munson. And if it
Yes.
rains, they're inside Munson.
Correct. And again, I love this event because it brings the community together from all different walks of life. And people can walk there, and there's music and food and all different, like I say.
And it's free. It's a
And
free
it's
event to the
free.
community.
Yes.
It's live music that is, national bands paired
Yes.
with, local headliners.
Yes.
So really, you're getting the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Some of the musicians have been on
Oh my gosh.
Grammy Award winners.
Yes, they're amazing. And we always say Utica's all about the food. Right within Oneida Square, there's so many different ethnic restaurants, and then the food trucks come. So and just bring your chair. That's all you have to bring is something to sit on, and it's really, like you said, a free event, and and the people that come out is amazing.
Yeah.
What were they telling us? Like one of the had over 1,000 people show up.
Yeah, over 1,000 people at their biggest concert, and they're actually coming back again. So they've got some returners as well this year, and that starts on June 19th, which is Juneteenth, which you're also sponsoring some events for Juneteenth.
We are. So Juneteenth, we will be Proctor Park. We will have, again, our safety net folks will have a table there. Our Medicare folks will have a table there. So if anyone needs any information on Medicare or safety net products, we will be there to answer questions, give you pamphlets, anything that we can help with. We're also going to be down on June 10th at the Pride event.
Yeah,
in
in Little Falls.
It's just, if you've never been, it is an amazing event. They have a road race. They have all different activities going on for kids.
They have a prom, I saw.
They have a drag queen runway in competition. Oh my God, it's just so much fun. And they have a prom.
Yep.
It is. It's really, really something to see. And again, great community event. People come out and just have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I haven't been to that event. I'll have to
It's
get that
great.
on my
You
calendar.
definitely have to.
So,
Yeah, and then of course the Boilermaker.
signature staple.
Yeah. I mean, we're proud to be the presenting sponsor of the 15K again this year. Again, our community event and another opportunity for people to come out.
Yeah.
And just cheer people on. It's free.
Yeah, and there's so many different ways to get
So many different
involved, whether you're a walker, a runner. I know the 15K is sold out. I'm not sure if the 5K is sold out yet.
I don't think, and I know the walk is still open.
The walk is still open, but
Yeah.
then there's,
Kids run.
There's the Health Expo, which
Health
you're
Expo.
at. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a couple fun things. I'm not going to spoil it, but we're going to be doing a couple different things that we haven't done before that are hands-on for people to come and experience. So
Good.
it
I'll
should
have
be fun.
to get over there and check you out because we'll be there with our partners in Oneida County Tourism,
Oh, nice.
promoting our What's Up State talent
Oh, nice.
acquisition website, which really promoting the area, all that there's to do, why to live, work, and play here, and we also have a job board on there. So if you've got a loved one that's out of the area that you want them to come back and may not realize the high quality jobs, high paying jobs that we have now in the area, encourage them to check out whatsupstateny.com and we'll be there at the Boilermaker with all the info about that as well. So
Yeah, good stuff going on. For
yeah,
sure.
I know it's going to be a busy
It
summer.
is going to be a busy. All good though, right?
All good, all good. We got this. So, what else you got going on? Anything else that we have to look forward to?
Let's see. No, we're just out and about. We're having some food trucks at our site. So to try to get employees to come and
That employee culture, it's so
again,
important.
It
Yeah.
really is, and we try to do competitions within. This for the month of June, we're kind of kicking off a wellness. Oh, speaking of wellness, so when we talk about, since we have a few minutes, about our grant opportunities at Excellus, so we have a couple different ways you could apply for grants. We have our sponsorships.
Yep.
I think that's the one thing people are most familiar with.
Right.
And then we have, they used to be called Community Health Awards, but now we're calling them Wellness Grants.
Okay.
And they're grants up to $10,000, so pretty significant.
Yeah.
Again, focused on health. And again, Shayna Keller oversees all of our community engagement activities, so she would be the one, if you have any questions, to reach out to her. We also have health equity awards. Like last year, we focused on maternal health. Because again, such disparities within maternal health for people of color.
Yeah.
So that was our focus last year. And then we have our, they're called MACNY Member and Community Investments. They're, again, multi-partners. We're part of the task force here in Utica, the Health Equity Task Force, that have done phenomenal work in Oneida County. Again, changing the shift in dynamics for people getting health coverage, food. The centers involved, Mohawk Valley Health System, screening people for blood pressure, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
All good stuff.
So, and I'm sure all this is on your website, or
It is.
if you attend the community-based summit.
Yes.
What's the title?
Community-based organization.
Organization.
Yeah.
Community-based
I know. We have all these
organizations
acronyms.
meeting
We have all these
next
acronyms.
week. I'm sure that you can ask more questions. So if any of those piqued your interest about how to apply or how to get engaged with Excelis, meet them in person and
please.
learn more next week, and you can reach out to Shayna to get registered for that. Lots of great things going on. It's a beautiful day out there, and we want you to get out in the sun and enjoy healthy walking and sunscreen. I love when you hand out sunscreen at the
Yes.
Boilermaker, because it's not just about protecting your
Sunscreen
whole,
and lip balm are our two big things
your
with
whole
sunscreen in
health
it.
system. So thank you again.
Oh,
especially
my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
yeah, and thank you for being a generous sponsor and sponsoring our podcast series. We talk about a variety of topics. Next 2 weeks on June 15th, we will have Joe Caruso from the New York Power Authority to talk about everything that's happening up on the hill next to the Utica Zoo, where they're located over there in the Dyson the John S. Dyson Energy Center. So it's really exciting what they got going on, and you'll want to check it out and learn more about that. Thank you so much to Excelis Blue Cross.
Well, thank
Blue
you
Shield
for all you do. Really, you guys are
sponsoring
great.
this. Yeah, we appreciate it. So, and for Source Federal Credit Union for also being a season sponsor of our podcast. Take care and stay kind, Utica. We look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks. And check out all of our events at greateruticachamber.org, or you can learn more about Excelis at
ExcelisBCBS.com.
there you go, right there on the
There it
screen
is on the
for us. So thanks and take care.